My jammer out there, it's Mahmoud here. Today is July 20, 2025. Welcome to Jammer. Thank you all for being part of this journey. This is the most exciting things I look forward to every weekend. So, it's excites me to talk to you guys every weekend. So why am I here today? What's going on? Last week I talked about my rough early days or months in the United States and how I was fired at my first job just after 10 days. It was a huge lesson learned, I can tell you. I still look back, to those difficult days. I'm being grateful for what's going on today. Today, I'm here to tell you why I decided to go to college. What inspired me to say I had enough. Now it's time to get some knowledge, to learn something, to master something. I'll tell you three reasons why. So the first reason is, after from the first fiasco job I had, and the second job I had, I was able to, have a deep conversation with the people I met at those particular jobs. I talked to them. As a young boy, I like hanging around people who are older than me. Just to suck it, just to suck their wisdom, to master their mistakes and, to understand what they are going through. So based on the conversation I had with those people, the only one thing that was holding them back was lack of education. They didn't have a degree. They didn't have any certificate to show for. So most of those people, they were at those jobs for like 5, 10, even 20 years. They never been promoted. They still go and grind every day with no meaning, no purpose, just work for the sake of work. And that sucks. You can even see it in their faces that life already went and left them behind. And as I always say, you need to begin with the end in mind. I don't want to end up like that when I grow older. I don't want to be in my 50s where I'm grinding every day with no meaning, no control of my time. Just working because I have to. I don't want that. So that's the one reason why I say going to college will solve that for me. The second reason is when I came to this state, I learned the only difference between me and the person who was here 10 or 15 years ago is the college degree. Because as a young boy, I came in just a few weeks, I was doing the same thing they were doing for freaking 10, 15 years. So there is no skill required. The only thing required is strength. You need to have some power, you need to be young, to be able to move, run fast. That's the only requirement. And with that, anybody can do it. And there is no, safety or guarantee in those kind of jobs because everybody can do it. And the people who came now can do it way better than you because you have been doing it for many years. You're tired. You have no energy, no motivation. So, somebody who came into the state just a few months ago, I was working with these people who were there for 10, 15 years. And probably they were making $3 or $4 more than I was making. That's it. Only $3 were or $4 were between our earning. Do you know how stressful that is? You are grinding a place for 10, 15 years and somebody just come in and that person is making probably the same money than you. And that person have less problem than you. Do you know how stressful that is? And that's what happened to them. And this is not to blame them at all. That's just how the system is. So, when I knew the only way I can get ahead from my peers is my college degrees. Because with your college degree, you have to do the work. You have to spend 4 years or 6, 7 years to get the degree. There's no luck in that. There's no luck in that. You don't just wake up and get a degree. You have to grind, put in the work to get that. So that is all the difference between me and the person who is not even here yet. The person who is thinking about coming here. When the person come here, the only difference between me and him is the skills I masters and my college degree and the knowledge I learned over the years. That's the only difference between us. So that's the two reasons. The third reason is, I always say, you need to begin with the end in mind. You need to envision how do you want your life to look like in the next 15, when you are 30, when you are 40, when you are 60. How do you want your life to look like? And you start there and work backward and design it step by step to get, so that you can have what you envision. And I figure out that going to college is part of that, so that I can have a better earning, a better pay to design the kind of life I want for myself and for my kids. Because without the college degree, I will not able to make that kind of money, to put myself in those kind of environments. So those were the true reasons. So to you guys, who are just out of, grade 12 or even in grade middle school, I want you to think about this. I want you to begin with the end in mind. Why are you here in the first place? That's what I want you to think about. How do you want your life to look like? With that, probably going to college is part of it. I understand not everybody should go to college, but we should all try to master something, at least learn something. We have brain to learn stuff, to acquire some skills. We don't only have brain just for the air to blow our brains. That's not the reason why we have brains. We have brains to learn stuff, to understand things. So everybody should try to learn what you're passionate about. And what somebody else is learning, that it doesn't mean you have to learn that. You just have to learn what you're passionate about and master it. With that, you have a skill. And with that skill, you can make money out of that skill. So, that's it. It is not that hard. And also, the last advice I'm going to give is the people who are in the state right now, the young boys, who are working in these factories, making on average $600 a week. Now they think they're killing it. Now you are not. Wait until you grow older. You realize that $600 you're making cannot even sustain you rather than your kids and supporting your wife and building a wonderful life. So now is the time to grind, to go to school. I'm not saying for you to leave the job. No, you can stay on the job and still go to school when you have a free time and combine those two to find a balance. In the next 5 years or minimum 4 years, you will have a bachelor's. Then from there, you look up again. As I said, the journey never ends. It's always continue. So if you, resonate with this story, if you relate to this story, if you learn something from this, please subscribe and share this message. Thank you.